We are working on how to uncover mysteries in the New Testament, and I'm giving you examples of how to use these ancient methods. In this session, we're going to take a look at the parable of the 10 virgins. A virgin is symbolic of purity and righteousness. And we're going to see a wedding banquet in this parable, which represents celebration at the end of time. But there were 5 virgins who refused participation in the wedding banquet. What is this? How can a virgin be refused participation at the end of time? The answer is in the exquisite artistry of images and symbols, and that's what we're going to work on. The kingdom of heaven is like. All right, this phrase means that Jesus is teaching us how to walk in righteousness. That's what it means. The kingdom of heaven is like. Let me tell you what it's like so you can walk in it today. The kingdom of heaven is like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of the virgins were foolish. 5 were prudent. When the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them, but the prudent took oil in flasks along with their lamps. And the word foolish in the original Greek is moros, from which we get moron. The foolish were morons. Prudent is the word which means very wise and sensible. They're virgins, which is, I believe, Jesus was pointing to the people of Israel. All the people of Israel are children of God, they belong to God, but some of them are foolish and some of them are prudent, because he's talking to Jews. He's talking to Jews here. And even though they belong to God, which they're virgins, they belong to God, some of them are foolish morons and some of them are wise and sensible. Now we're going to get some more symbols. We're going to get a bridegroom. Well, that's easy. A bridegroom represents a wedding of the Messiah with a pure and holy bride in the end of time. That's easy. And we're left with 2 symbols, a lamp and the 10 virgins. 10 virgins took lamps to meet the bridegroom. Well, a virgin represents righteousness without sin. That's easy. A wedding banquet represents a celebration at the end of time. Well, we can see that. Why are 5 virgins rejected? You've got to learn to ask these questions. You've got to learn to be curious. It continues. At midnight, there was a shout, "Behold, the bridegroom come out to meet him." Then all the virgins, all 10 of them, rose and trimmed their lamps. The foolish said to the prudent, "Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out." But the prudent answered, "No, there will not be enough for us." So we're asking, why are 5 virgins denied access to the wedding banquet? So who is lighting the lamp? Let's ask the question. Who is lighting the lamp? Well, many are called by the name of God, and that's all of God's children. All of God's children. That's what that lamp represents. Few are chosen. Those are the faithful disciples. That's going to be a remnant. And they're the ones who are lighting the lamp and walking in the ways of God. You know, I once had somebody ask me to explain the parable of the 10 virgins. Why are virgins, 5 of them, not allowed into the wedding banquet? And I can't answer the question, unless I've done the work already, and I hadn't done the work already. And then after I had done the work, I was able to go back to that person to explain it, and I'm explaining it to you, but I'm explaining it to you not so that you now know the parable, but so that you are learning how to use these ancient methods. You're listening for anything strange or unusual. You're hearing these symbols. You're going into the symbols to find out what they represent. And this is the way you use these ancient methods. I'm going to give you some more examples after this one, though. I trust this series on uncovering mysteries in the New Testament has convinced you there is a much greater depth to the gospel of Christ than is currently being taught. If you want to know more, we have a self-study course called Hebraic Methods of Bible Study on Udemy that you can take at your own pace when you are ready.